I'm just scrolling through my messages. It's gotta be somewhere.
To be fair, you might be able to just search in the chat. Search files by name.
Can I do that? Hold up. Alright, gay dad.
Alright. Evolution time, baby.
Oh, here we go. One result. Found it!
Yeah, I found it as well. That's awful.
Oh, this is... Yeah, but like, it's great because of how awful it is. I might just change the Pokemon intro for this one episode. Just have to be K-Dad theme song. Hey, 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 my dad's gay. He's my gay dad. Gay dad. Nuclear radiation that made him this way. It's my gay dad. Yeah, it's fucking great. Yeah, he wears a pink scarf, makes me want to bath. When I tell my friends, they all just laugh. Hey, hey, now my dad's gay. He's a gay dad. And the comments on it is, haha, love it, and good for you and your dad.
To be fair, I'm 90% sure they're both friends.
I would love it. Wow, this was made in 2010. That's how old this is.
Oh no, I've stepped
10 years ago, we came up with the idea of gay dad. We were just ahead of our time. Simple.
Obviously. Well,
Yeah,
you'd obviously come up with it back then, but you couldn't make it back then.
Oh, I don't think you could make it there when we came up. And so,
You
like, couldn't make it now, couldn't make it back
as long
then.
as you were you'd have to...
Nah.
Probably 5 years ago you could have gotten away with it. I just make sure it's obviously satire, because now even if you make sure it's satire, it's not gonna.
It's a bit difficult. Yeah, but yeah, like obviously it'd be satire. It's 100% satire, and it's more of a piss take on how people saw gay people back in the ye old days.
It's just
like
days.
the fact like, oh no, being gay is not natural. It's so unnatural that nuclear radiation had to turn a guy gay. And like, even though like being gay was so not known at all, like not even he acts gay, but not even his work friends know that he's gay, because it's just so unheard of. Because back in like the 70s and 80s, you know, working back in the factory, I'm pretty sure the nuclear family was still a major thing.
I have no idea.
I think it was. Like that, the 50s and 60s, the nuclear family was it.
Let's have a look when the idea of the nuclear family started changing. Because I don't think the idea of the nuclear family had changed, it's just going out. When did the nuclear family end? (2001). So the nuclear family idea originated in the early 1960s, it's like 1960s, and in 2001 the family arrangement just declines. The nuclear family was a mistake.
Was it now?
Wow.
Who stated this? The maker?
David Brooks.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who it is, but I actually know a guy named David Brooks. And he is not this kind of person. he's like, you know, loves Holdens and Cortinas and all that sort of stuff. I think Holden before, I'm not a fan, but he's like, has a, you know, paddock basher, you know, drinks fucking, Jim Beam with Coke, that sort of person. Not, yes, I'm writing a story about how the nuclear family was a mistake.
We're
gonna
go silent on that one there.
I'm still reading through his report, and it's basically like, the family dynamic has changed, thus the previous dynamic was a mistake. I'm like, wait, what?
That's not how mistakes work, but okay.
And he views it as a mistake, but it doesn't make it a mistake.
Okay, just so far what we've got is we've got the big shoes. Three more. We need 3 more points.
Your big shoes.
Yeah,
Three
first
more
we've got the big
experience?
shoes. No. When someone's writing an article, you give them 4 points. They get 4 points to fuck up with, and that's what makes the clown. So the first point is the big shoes, the second point is the red nose, the third point is the green wig, and the fourth point is the face paint.
Gotta love that face paint.
Okay, but why?
Because that's how. Because you gotta leave room for error. You gotta leave room for error, because there are some good people who write articles that sometimes they fuck up. So you gotta just give them a bit of an out. That's why you give them 4 points.
Oh, wow. So, there's a current graph showing between the 1920s and 2020. So, a century long. Of the number of divorces per 1,000 people. So, when World War I ends, Australia had about, close to, I think, 100 divorces.
Yeah.
While America had about 2,000 divorces. World War II ends, Australia has about 1,000 divorces, and America has about 5,000 to 6,000 divorces. And then, when the 1976 no-fault divorce was introduced into Australia, it went from about 1,000. Yeah.
Wait a minute, are we fighting with someone called Steven?
No, Steven is fighting alongside us.
Ooh! he's got the real deal.
It's Steven and Steven.
Yep. Against
Crystal and
Magma
Pansy.
Crystal and Pansy.
Crystal's the leader,
so-
and Pansy is the... Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel, aren't they?
Fucking oh. And we come out with gods. So I read that wrong. So number of divorces per 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
in
2,000.
Australia, when World War I ends, we had about 1 divorce per 1,000. America had about 2 divorces per 1,000. When World War II ends, Australia still had 1 divorce per 1,000. America had about 5 divorces per 1,000.
And now?
And then in the 1976 no-fault divorce was introduced into Australia, we went from having 1 divorce per 1,000 to 6 divorces per 1,000.
What's that?
What's the no-fault divorce?
The no-fault divorce basically is...
Probably something like you don't need a legal reason.
I'm pretty sure, hold up. The no-fault divorce.
You don't have to explain yourself.
In which the dissolution of marriage does not require a showing of wrongdoing by either party. So,
yeah.
I'm guessing...
Wait,
before
does it
then,
actually
divorces-
say the dissolution, or do you mean dissolution?
No, dissolution.
Dissolution.
Alright.
That is a word.
No-fault
Alex.
divorce is a dissolution of a marriage, which is dissolution, aka the action of formally ending or dismissing an assembly, partnership, or official body. So yeah, of a marriage that does not require a showing of wrongdoing by either party. So before then, in Australia, you had someone on one end had to have done something wrong, like adultery or something
The
like
two
that.
people couldn't just be unhappy with each other. You need to actually prove that the other person had done something wrong to go, hey, this is why I won.
So yeah, when that happened, we went from 1 divorce per 1,000 to 6. 4 divorces per 1,000. And now, in our current day, we have Australia has 2 divorces per 1,000, where America has 3 divorces per 1,000.
Right, so obviously we were just catching up in 76. Everyone was sitting, oh god, I can get rid of this person.
Nowadays, it doesn't even matter, because they've gone back down. So, Mr. Whole argument, fucking nuclear family was a mistake. Did he just prove himself wrong? Because it spiked for a bit and then it went back down.
Well, this is a completely different article I'm reading, but they're basically saying, like, in a nuclear family, the end of the marriage means the end of the family as it was previously understood. Well, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Multi-generational cohabiting families exactly mirrors the decline in the farm employment. What? That is a mouthful. The decline of multi-generational cohabiting families exactly mirrors the decline in farm employment.
Okay.
So yeah, crazy nuclear family. And here's a graph done by analysts. By 2036, 41% of families will be couples without children. Ain't that crazy?
Not really.
Because you would think fucking the way Australia's going right now, fucking many families are just pumping out kids for that Centrelink.
Yeah.
The more kids, the more monies. I can get that TV I've always wanted, just as long as I can pump out 2 Chardonnays. And no, not the alcohol, the kid's name Chardonnay. Fuck, as I said, I'm gonna say it here again. You need to have an IQ over a certain amount before you can name your kid. If your IQ is lower, you have to pick a name from a list.
What about why they're even allowed to have the kid if their IQ's below
I
a
don't
certain
think
point?
it should be. There should be an IQ limit on like.
Because childbirth is a miracle of life.
See, I don't think there should be an IQ limit on naming. However, I do agree with what other country was it, like Sweden, that if they deem a name could be harmful to the child, they could just veto it.
Yeah, but that means like there's a process in which they have that existing name. So why not cut that shit off at the source and be like, what's that? Your IQ is fucking small and you've just had a kid because he didn't want to wear a condom because they just don't feel right around his dick. Alright, you can choose from either Jake, Michael, Mark, Mitchell, or David.
That's a lot of M's there.
I just came at the first things that came to mind. So yeah, pick from the names of just average names. Hey, but if you've got an IQ of 200, you can name your kid XYZ Alpha 217.
Isn't that what Elon Musk named his kid?
Apparently so. I think they changed it, and whatever they changed it to
They
was
changed the 12 at the end to XII, to 12 in Roman numerals, to conform with the laws in their state.
Name meaning.
The only thing that comes to mind now is XYZ Dragon
12.
Cannon. That kid's a Yu-Gi-Oh card to me.
I love this. Elon Musk and Grimes share nickname for their baby, XAEA12. Quote, I hope he vibes with that.
Poor kid.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Well, I don't know. See, on one extent, I think, that's a terrible name to give a kid. On the other extent, I'm like, well, to be fair, he's probably going to have a lot growing up. You know, they've got
bullied. Like,
they've got some numbers behind them.
Like, as soon as this kid turns like fucking, was it like 18 or 16? It's literally just gonna be fucking, I'm getting my name changed. Fuck you, Dad. That's it.
Oh
Kenny,
my
this is
God.
exactly what I was.
Oh
when you were
my
saying that IQ
God,
thing, this is exactly what I was thinking.
There's an even explanation behind his name. They explained the meaning behind the baby's name when he was born to include X, the unknown variable, AE, which is Elven spelling for AI, love and or artificial intelligence, and then A-12, the precursor to the SR-17, an aircraft.
Yeah, his favorite aircraft.
It was later corrected by Elon Musk as SR-71 as Grimes continued A equals Archangel, her favorite song. While we have known the inspiration behind the name, we were flawed at the explanation of how to pronounce it. It seems to be X-Archangel, or XAI Archangel, depending on which parrot you listen to. So yeah, his name's pronounced X-Ash Archangel. Because it's X, which is the unknown variable, AE, which is elven spelling, and A12, which is a fucking aircraft!